Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome to Gobby McGobblenutz presents The Art of the Dad Joke, Chapter 1, which, if you remember from before, I have been binge playing a lot of the test series games and those that made by the same company. Because I want to be able to get the whole sort of world out there. Obviously, like I said before, not doing a confession, recording profession, but I still it out of curiosity. But anyways, oh yeah, also the Discord link will also be down in the description. But let's get started, shall we? Before continuing this adventure, please be advised that involved may lead to a series of ailments and impairments. Some of these symptoms may include, but not limited to, insomnia, diarrhea, gastro distress, memory loss, paranoia, loss of appetite, whatever those words, hallucination, wrong goes, addiction to pain thinner, memory loss, irreversible sound, folding chairs, depression, anxiety, more anxiety, a little bit more depression, loss of fingers, memory loss, fail to ever love again, cringivitis, wiener shrinkage, growth of arena if not when present, followed by wiener shrinkage, lots of memory loss, heartburn, wild case of flax, and proceed at your own discretion. Basically, this is just, it's gonna be a lot of cringe. Ooh, you sort of get a bigger area. So like an inn or a tavern or something, which is cool. Hi there, welcome to Gobby McGobblenutz Epic Emporium of Goblin Jokes. For those of you who are new here, allow me to explain what we have in store for you today. You see, I'm going to tell you a great deal of goblin jokes passed down through the generation, first told by my great-great-great-grand Gobby, all the way down to my goddaddy, who then passed them down to me. Now, why on earth do I share such pure pieces of comedic gold to the likes of you may inquire? Well, the answer to that is simple. Gobby is very lonely and doesn't have friends. Fear not, for everyone will want to be friends with Gobby after they hear my super secret, massively awesome, epically epic Gobby jokes. Good. As a matter of fact, we're going to make it a little bit of a game. You see, with every time you laugh at one of my jokes, I'm going to award you a point and record the number of times you laugh. Not only will this let you know how much creative a sense of humor you have, but also boost Gobby's ego and give him such a much-needed self-worth and slightly above average confidence levels. Essentially, this is a test to determine whether or not you fit into the Gobby society, or you'll be kicked to the curb like the inhumorous, unfunny scumbag you might be. Sorry, that was a little harsh. So, but essentially this is going to be dad jokes, I'm guessing. Anyways, at the end of this test, you'll be getting your point total so that you may compare how great or how cringe your sense of humor is compared to others. Doesn't that sound like fun? That sounds like bundles of fun. That's the spirit. Mega points awarded for uncommon answer. Ignore that part about being an uncommon answer. Everyone loves hearing goblin jokes, surely. Let's get started, shall we? Gobby's greasing up these funny bones. Here we go. I find that there's 3 types of people in life. Those who can count and those who can't. Action. Oof. Tough crowd. 0 points awarded. I love the way the earth spins. It really makes my day. So what if I don't know what Armageddon means? It's not the end of the world. Amusement point, 1 point for word for a positive reaction. What's worse than ants in your pants? Uncles? So, no points awarded. Gobby had to learn that one the hard. Oh, that's sad. Aww. A dyslexic man walks into a How do trees get online? They just log in. Very cringe. What's the best thing about living in Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. I guess it is. You know, I used to hate facial hair, but then it grew on me. I wanted to make a belt made out of watches, but then I realized it would just be a waste of time. If criminals took their own mugshots, what would they be called? Selfies. That's just I've been thinking about removing my spine. I feel like it's only holding me back. I never understood why manslaughter is illegal. Men should be able to laugh whenever they want. I'm zero sense of humor. I had laughed at that rather than the thing. I was fired from my job at the bank on my very first day. A woman asked me to check my balance, so I pushed her over. I don't care what anyone says, the shovel was a groundbreaking invention. To the mathematician who invented zero, thanks for nothing. I am a bit of a mathematician myself. Oh, would you like to hear a joke about construction? Well, we can't. I'm still working on it. Where does the general keep his armies? In his sleeveys. I mean, like, I'm not laughing at it, that's why I'm not. I thought I would tell you a hilarious time travel joke. Turns out you didn't like it. I mean, like, I like these jokes, but I'm not laughing at them. Oh, I know a joke about lots of unemployed people, but none of them work. Was at the restaurant the other night and the waiter asked me, hey, you want a box for your leftovers? I told him, no, I'm more of a wrestler. Wait, so I asked if I wanted a box for my leftovers. And then it's like, wrestler? Don't. As the president of the future walked into a bar, things got a little tense. Don't get it. Accidentally gave my girlfriend a glue stick instead of a chapstick. He still isn't talking to me. Hey, how do you make holy water? You just boil the hell out of it. You know, most puns make me numb, but math puns make me a number. Did you hear about the kidnapping at the school? It's alright, he woke up. Oh, kidnapping at the school. My neighbor has been mad at me, mad at his wife for sunbathing you. I'm personally on the fence. I get it, but it's not. Asked the librarian if they had any books on paranoia. They're right behind you. Most people get shocked when they find out that I'm not their electrician. I mean, I get it, but not that funny. My son asked me, Dad, are you alright? I said, no, I'm half left. No, Dad, are you alright? I said, no, I'm half left. I guess I chuckled a little from that one. What do you call a million rabbits walking backwards? A receding hairline? I mean, yeah, I get it, but it's not funny. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Same middle name. For some reason, I can only handle 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. My drug test came back this morning. It's negative. My dealer sure has some explaining to do. My girlfriend is really mad at the fact that I have no sense of direction. So I packed up my things and Speaking of which, my girlfriend and I often laughed about how competitive we are, but I definitely laugh more. I was washing my car with my son the other day. He looked at me and said, "Dad, could you please stop? Could you please just use the sponge?" What he was using otherwise. People say they're worried that my magician friend is doing his disappearing acts too often, but I know it's just a stage he's going through. You know, anybody can get buried when they die. If you want to get cremated, you have to earn it. I was disappointed. Hey, do you know what happens to a green rock when you throw it into the Red Sea? It gets wet. Duh. You know, I really want to be a doctor, but I just don't have the patience. I was once abducted by a group of... They did unspeakable things to me. Somebody broke into my house the other night and stole all of my antidepressants. Well, I hope they're happy. I broke my leg in 2 places, and you know what my doctor told me? He said, stay out of those places. My dog used to chase people on bikes. It got so bad that I eventually had to take his bikes off him. Okay. Do you know why a seagull flies over the sea? Because if it flew over the bay, then it would be a bagel. I was sitting in traffic the other day. Probably why I got run over. I tried to sue the airport for misplacing my luggage. I lost my case. It's not funny, it just happened. My deaf girlfriend was talking in her sleep last night. Damn near poked my eyes. Sign language. Do you hear about the 2 thieves that stole the calendar? They got 6 months each. I like to spend every day as if it's my last, staying in bed and calling a nurse to bring me my pudding. Man tried to sell me a coffin today. I told him that's the last thing I need. 2 goldfish are in a tank. One looks to the other and says, "Do you know how to drive this thing?" Do you hear about the chameleon who couldn't change colors? He had a reptile dysfunction. Lance is a pretty uncommon name these days. In medieval times, people were called Lancelots. You know, plastic surgery used to be such a taboo subject. Now you can talk about Botox and nobody raises an eyebrow. Obviously Botox must relate to plastic surgery, but Oh wait, is it because if you have plastic surgery you can't really make facial expressions? What's the difference? Anyways, probably, but let's go on. What's the difference between an oral and a rectal phenomenal? The taste. What's E.T. short for? Because he's only got little legs. We want to buy one of those supermarket checkout dividers, but the lady behind me keeps putting it back. 2 windmills are standing in a field when one of them asks, "What's your favorite style of music?" To which the other replied, "I'm a big metal fan." Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it would just be too dark to read. I don't tell dad jokes often, but when I do, he laughs. What's red and bad for your teeth? It's the dumbest animal in the jungle. A polar. It's because they live in the Arctic. What does every Tickle Me Elmo get before leaving the factory? 2 testicles. It's disappointing. My girlfriend left me the other day. She said I didn't listen to her. Or something like that. I think that's what she said anyways. I still remember the last thing my grandfather said to me before he kicked the bucket. He said, "Hey, wanna see how far I can kick this bucket?" I recently discovered that I'm terrified of elevators, so I'm taking steps to avoid them. I was also a little afraid of speed bumps too, but I'm slowly getting over them. Have you ever tried to eat a clock? It's very time consuming. What is the difference between ignorance and apathy? I don't know. I don't care. What do an apple and an orange have in common? Neither one can drive. The priest performed an exorcism for my house, but I never paid the bill. It's been repossessed. I get it, but it's not that fun. You know, whoever invented the knock-knock jokes deserves a Nobel Prize. Eh? Don't you hate it when people answer their own questions? I do. I'm smiling, but I didn't laugh. Four of my goblin buddies and I walked into a bar. You'd think one of us would have seen it. The goblin in the wheelchair who stole my camouflage jacket. You can hide, but you can't run. Hear about the guy who had the whole left side of his body amputated? He's alright now. Never wanted to believe my dad was stealing from his job as a road worker, but when I got home, all the signs were there. The furniture store keeps calling me. All I wanted was a one-night stand. That eBay sure isn't what it used to be. I tried to look up lighters, and all they had was 14,752 matches. I don't know about you, but I like to think of atheism as a non-profit organization. If I had 50 cents for every time I failed a math exam, I'd have 9.37 by now. Aw, it's just sad, buddy. What did the pirate say on his 80th birthday? Aye, matey. They all laughed when I told them I wanted to be a comedian, but they're not laughing now. I submitted 10 puns into a joke contest to see if one of them would win. No pun intended. To learn that I was colorblind, the news relay came out of the purple. I can't believe my neighbor knocked on my door at 3 a.m. Luckily, I was already awake practicing my bagpipes. I wanted to exercise, so I went to the gym and hopped on a treadmill. I got some funny looks, and I started jogging instead. Oh, because he's hopping on the treadmill. If you've never tried blindfolded archery, you don't know what you're missing. That's very true. What happens when someone steals uranium? Comes barianium. Other more positive things. So let's see here. My girlfriend always yells at me for not knowing how to season food properly. I know, I take it with a grain of sugar. I just performed my first autopsy. According to the ZOS, the victim died of an autopsy. I hate I laughed at that. How do you get 4 old ladies to shout fuck? Get a fifth old lady to shout bingo. Why don't bunnies make noises when they have sex? Because they have cotton balls. Oh. I just want to know, why aren't hallways and mental institutions called psychopaths? I like trampolines. I never had one, but they look fun. My girlfriend treats me like God. She takes very little notice of my existence until she wants something. Speaking of which, I can't believe my girlfriend just called me old-fashioned. Especially with her ankles showing. I shouldn't say that about her. She almost dumped me the other day because I was the king of stupid comparisons. Man, she made me feel like a bacon sandwich on keyboard. I don't think if you know this, but Gobby grew up very poor. When I was a little goblin, my parents had to cut holes in my trousers just so I'd have something to play with. Sad. What did Cinderella do when she got to the ball? She gagged. I hate that I know the reference. The other day, my girlfriend asked me if I was high. I just laughed uncontrollably for 3 hours. Why did the sperm cross the road? Because I put the wrong sauce. Oh. Hey, I also get that reference. Why did Sally fall out of the tree? Because she had no arms. I get the joke. Knock knock. Who's there? Not Sally. But I like that we actually are question mark, question mark, question mark. My girlfriend recently started smoking during sex, so we had to slow down and use some lubricants. I honestly don't understand this. What's the difference between hungry and horny? Where you put the cucumber? What did the leper tell the prostitutes? Keep the tip. I don't care what anyone says. Sex while camping is fucking intense. What do you call a herd of cows masturbating? Beef choking on. Sex between 3 people is called threesome. Sex between 2 people is called twosome. I guess that's why they call me handsome. You could sure see his facial reactions. The other night, I made my girlfriend scream during sex. Probably shouldn't have called and told her. Sometimes Gobby. For example, I tried phone sex once, but the holes were too small. This is sad. I spent $600 on a limo, but I didn't get a driver with it. All the money and nothing to chauffeur it. What happens when a cannibal shows up late for a dinner? His friends give him the cold shoulder. You hear about the cheese factory that exploded in France? There's nothing but debris. Guessing that's some type of cheese. My son asked me if I take his temperature, but I think you should just keep it. Have you heard the one about the 2 cellmates? They've been together so long they finished each other's sentences. If this kid became a lawyer, would he then be known as a father-in-law? I bought a horse named Mayo, and sometimes mayonnaise. Oh, mayonnaise. You know, I was never good at telling dad jokes. Probably because he often worked late. I don't know if you know this or not, but you can actually tell the gender of an ant by dropping it in water. If it floats, it's a boy ant. Everyone talks about Murphy's Law, but I personally prefer Cole's Law, especially when the cabbage is thinly sliced. 69 and 70 got in a fight. 7-1. Two goblins were on a boat with 3 cigarettes and nothing to light them with. So they threw one overboard, and the boat became a cigarette lighter. Get it. You heard about the tale about the knight who always gave up during battle? Yeah, his name was Surrender. I hate those people who knock on your door and tell you about that you need to get saved or you'll burn. Fucking fine. What did the caveman say when the big cat scratched him? Meow. How can you tell if you're caught in freezing rain? It hurts like hail. I was gonna sell my Chewbacca cookies at the bake sale, but they're all a little chewy. Cute, but I took a selfie after my kidney removal surgery. Hashtag no filter. What do you call a hot dog race? Wiener takes. Vegan once said to me, people who sell meat are disgusting. But actually, people who sell vegetables are grosser. My brother couldn't afford to pay his water bill, so I sent him a get well soon card. Goblin at the tuxedo store kept hovering around me, so I told him to leave me alone. He said, fine, suit yourself. Justice is a digit best served cold. If it were served warm, it would be just water. Can I make puns about Mediterranean islands? Of course, don't be Sicily. How long should a jousting match last? Until night falls. Why is the scarecrow so good at his job? Hey, it's in his genes. I went to the zoo the other day and I saw a baguette in a cage. The zookeeper said it was bred in captivity. What word starts with E, ends with E, and only has one letter at it? And get it. I was going to say E, but you know. Did you hear about the cat who swallowed a ball of yarn? She had a litter of mittens. Did you think a pregnant lady should be worried if her baby is too hot? Nah, probably not. It's always fruit. Imprisonment is more than just a word, it's a sentence. Got fired from my job as a taxi driver. Turns out customers like it when you go the extra mile. I thought I won the argument with my girlfriend about how to rearrange the furniture, but the tables have turns. I was accused of burying clues in the cement, but they had no concrete evidence. Why do all hot dogs look the same? Because they're inbred. You know, it takes a lot of guts to be an Oregon Coner. A weasel walks into a bar. The bartender says, wow, I've never served a weasel before. Where can I get you? Up goes the weasel. You know, if you rearrange letters of postmen, they get really mad. Why can't T-Rexes clap their hands? Because they're extinct. I can always tell when someone's lying. I can also tell when they're standing. Unfortunately, my obese overweight parent just died, but there's a huge weight off my shoulders. Shout out to anyone who doesn't know what the opposite of in is. Oh, I can shout out. When I was a kid, you could walk into a store with $1 and walk out with 2 gallons of milk, a dozen eggs, and a loaf of bread. Not anymore. There's cameras everywhere these days. I have kleptomania, but when it gets really bad, I take something for it. My girlfriend asked me if our kids were spoiled. I said, no, I think most kids spell that way. Statistically, 6 out of 7 door without hacking. Do cannibals eat ramen? Or do they cook them first? I had a dream I weighed less than 1,000th of a gram. I was like, oh my god. Our society has to fear its spheres. You know, its procrastination was an Olympic sport. I participate in the next one. Type of explorers never seem to get angry. Nomads. What is the strongest brand of cereal? Shredded wheat, bruh. Where can you find tasty Mentos? On Tasty. My daughter yells at me, Dad, you haven't listened to a single word I've said, have you? What a strange way to start a conversation. I gave up my seat to a blind person on the bus. And that, my friend, is how I lost my job as a bus driver. The limbo champion walks into a bar, he immediately gets disqualified. Lumberjack went into the forest to cut down the tree. He started to swing his axe at the tree when the tree began to shout, Wait, I'm a talking tree. The lumberjack replied, And you shall die a log. I've always wondered, do we dream in color or is it just a pigment of our imagination? As I handed my dad his 40th birthday card, he looked at me with tears in his eyes and said, You know, one would have been plenty. My friend kept saying, Cheer up, Gobby, it could be worse. You could be struck underground in a hole full of water. Oh, he means well. Someone once told me that their dog could retrieve a ball from up to a mile away, but it seems a bit far-fetched to me. I mixed up 2 letters in my dad joke, and now the whole thing is urines. Where did they put army babies? In the infantry. A slice of apple pie costs $2.50 in Jamaica, $3 in the Bahamas, and my friend, these my friends are of the Caribbean. My girlfriend ripped the blanket off me last night. Don't worry, I'll recover. After you die, what part of your body is the last to stop working? You poop your pupils, they die late. My son keeps chewing on the live electric wire, so I had to ground him. My friends and I started a band called 999 Megabytes. We still haven't gotten a gig. Why do astronomers put beef in their shampoo? Meteor showers. My daughter thinks I don't give her enough privacy. At least that's what she said. My father has the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban from the zoo. How do you tell the difference between a regular joke and a dad joke when the punchline is a parent? My therapist told me to write letters to people I hated and then burn them. Now I've just gotta figure out what to do with all this. Aha, that wraps up chapter 1 of McGobblenutz family joke book. I hope you enjoyed yourself to some extent, and maybe sometime we can go out for a drink together. Maybe you can come back to Gobby's place and hang out. My bed is super comfy and I just installed a shower last week. In the bathroom, not the bed. Oh, maybe some other time then? I'm sure you're pretty busy, doing things and stuff. Anywho, based on my records, it looks like you left a total of precisely 92 times, which I'm going to write down because I am curious. 92 times. 92 times. I can't really say that I blame you, to be honest. Well, anyways, I hope you come back soon. Maybe Lost Open Chapter 2. That's where the really good jokes are. Oh, what's this? There's a little note tucked into the page which seems to have your name on it. Apparently the book has a built-in cringeometer and that it spit out a secret word for you to share with others. What the hell is a cringeometer, which we learned is a machine? People don't find Gobby cringy, do they? Well, anyways, you might want to write this down and make a mental note of it. It could come in handy. The secret word is brain dead. Okay. Well, that's nice. Congratulations, bonus joke. Your decisions have left a bonus joke. Huh? A bonus joke? Let's see here. Bonus joke. My dating profile says that I have a corner office with a great view of the entire city. I drive a $500,000 vehicle and that I'm paid to travel. My dads never seem too happy when I tell them I'm a bus driver. Wish that one was a joke. Hope you enjoyed. Now get out of here, filthy. That wraps up this chapter. Take care now, stay safe, and don't forget to tip your goblins. The sequel already been gifted at the end of the game. So yeah. Obviously, many different layers and factors. Leave it in the comments, but I'm doing these videos in hopes that the people who made these games can hopefully take it to their advantage. And I hope you take out some of that, so. I'm so excited for when they finally do Chasing Demons. And Chasing Demons and all the other games that they've made so far. Thank you, we wish you a wonderful day and look forward to reading your comments and seeing your names. Until videos, which I really need to remember to write down. There's all the credits of their things, of their music and stuff. What's this? Wait, you're still here? I know Gabby said you wanted to be friends, but you really didn't know when to take a hint, do ya? Gabby said goodbye like 46 times. Maybe I can tell you a joke that's so awful you won't want to come around anymore. Here it goes. How do you keep an idiot in suspense? As you fade to darkness. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the dad jokes. And I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your life. And may the stars forever guide your path wherever it might lead you.